Congratulations to all of you that have invested endless hours and your own hard-earned money to create this community. Heaven knows it shouldn't be so hard. In a time when a recent Surgeon General said, the mortality impact of being socially disconnected is similar to that caused by smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Can you imagine 15 cigarettes a day? And even greater than that associated with obesity and physical inactivity. But he also went on to say, each of us can start now in our own lives by strengthening our connections and relationships. And you did that. While academics and policy people have been talking for decades about the coming silver tsunami, guess what? We're here. You who bought homes in Heartwood Commons were proactive in creating a community that supports you in living your best life as we all get older. In a time when many people feel larger forces out of our control determine so much of our lives, how much we drive, how easy it is or not to connect with people in our daily life. You took action. I know it's taken longer and was harder than anyone could have anticipated, but you did it. I was so impressed with your many community members who stepped up way beyond what they had ever planned. And boy, do I know that, to get Heartwood built. There are many of you who created this community, but I worked with two people the most, so I have more of a sense of how much they did. And I will always remember and be so impressed with how much Susie Sharp, who's been there from the very beginning, and Claudia Vanderveer, who attempted to manage the money even when it was unmanageable. I want to make sure all of our visitors understand this beautiful community only got built because these people, these Heartwood homebuyers, were willing to become developers, investing in the project from the first feasibility studies many years ago, and keeping it going through a pandemic, radically changing construction and interest rate markets, and now finally done and moved in. If communities like this are good for people and good for their larger neighborhoods and cities, which I believe they are, we must figure out how to make this easier to create communities like this. My hope for you now is that you can relax on your porches, sipping your tea or cocktails, as the case may be, chatting with the neighbors as they pass by from time to time, and soaking in all you have created. I know from my own experience living in a co-housing neighborhood that while neighbors can drive me crazy from time to time, mostly I feel so honored to live next to so many great people whom I learned so much from, who I didn't know beforehand, but now whom I built long relationships with. In an otherwise kind of crazy world, I feel so blessed, and this home base supports me in being much more active in the larger region. I think I've been told thousands of times now that a community like this, developed and managed by people who live there, will never work. Yet, every day we prove it's possible, that people can work together, that people can collaborate, that people can build consensus. And in so many ways, this goes back to the way people have always lived for a millennium, and only more recently in our crazy car-oriented lives have we walked away from. This village will serve many residents over the next 100 years, but it only exists because of your Heartwood neighbors' dedication and persistence. Congratulations on coming home. It's really been an honor to work with you.